Hello, beautiful souls. Elena Fouché here. I use the word meditation to mean all kinds of things. To me, it's just practicing the things that I want to inculcate into my life. I want to introduce and anchor into my life. Because for me, everything I'm doing is a practice. I'm constantly training myself. So this is an idea that I got from dog training and horse training. You know, people say, oh, you haven't trained your dog. Oh, you haven't trained your horse. Well, the truth is actually you're constantly training your dog or your horse. You're training them to interact with you in certain ways, whether that's you just being unconscious and not paying attention and doing all kinds of silly stuff. Well, that's training the animal to be with you. Now, if we take the word training out and we use something like socializing, we're socializing each other all the time too. Every time I introduce myself to you, I say the same thing. You get used to it. You know what to expect. And if I say something different, now you know something's happening. Ooh, Elena didn't say beautiful souls. What's going on? Right? This is a kind of training or socializing. So, you know, we're constantly training. We're constantly creating habits. We're constantly creating pathways in our brains, in our bodies, habits. We stand certain ways. We sit certain ways. We move certain ways, and we create that. It starts to become a form. We don't necessarily change the structure, though we do change the structure in our brain, but we certainly change how we're using it. We're plastic, but in the sense of changeability, neuroplasticity, physical plasticity, mental emotional plasticity. So all of that, we're either doing consciously or subconsciously. Unconsciously, whatever word you want to use. But we're either doing it on purpose or just kind of not really paying attention to what we're doing, or we're still doing stuff. All of this is to say that meditations, or I'm going to start calling them micro practices are ways that I train myself all the time, every day. Anytime I'm wanting to create something new in my life, I use a micro practice. So, really good example. I will sit and meditate or run and meditate. I'll do my practice, meditation practice. And something will come to me, like, whoa, or something will heal, right? I'll really understand something really deeply. Okay, so that understanding changes things in myself. A really deep understanding goes through all the layers, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. So it will literally change the biochemistry of my system. My physiological system is changing, or has changed, based on a realization. I'm producing new chemicals, my body is reacting differently, and I want to make sure that I keep training that I anchor that new understanding, that new way of being, into every moment of my life. Now, I can't train every moment of my life. It's tiring. What I can do is micro practices. So something came to me about, not a while ago, I realized that I was focusing a lot on the negative emotions, and that all I really needed to do was widen and focus on positive ones as well. Duh. And so what I started doing when I had that really deep realization, and I was like, whoa, this is so helpful. Like, my whole system understood. Okay. So then I started doing a micro practice of whenever I thought about it, I would really open up and pay attention to all the emotions. It was amazing. Every time I would think about it, whoop. And that does two things. One, it helps my whole system entrain to being like this instead of like that. The other thing it does is, of course, I get tired, I get bored, or, I just lapse back into the old training habit, and I go back to this. And the system, because I've started doing this, will go, oh, hey, wait, there's something else. This is not so comfortable anymore. This is more comfortable. And so the more I do this little micro practice, 30 seconds, 5 seconds, the more I do that throughout the day, the stronger this memory is, the more neurochemicals I'm producing here. And because generally the system likes this and wants to be here and is happier here than here, when I do go back into this, it goes, ugh, this feels crampy and horrible and small. Ah, right. So that's the first thing it does. The other things micro practices do are, when I collapse down because I'm scared, someone's attacking me, something's going on, like I'm in a situation, and I'm doing this out of defense or fear or offense or whatever, like I'm going here in a not good way. So not just habit, just like, ah! Then having practiced this when it was easy makes going from really constricted down in this and scared to opening up much easier because I've practiced, right? Micro practices. They're amazing. And they can be very fast. Can be super fast. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, just whenever I think about it. It's not formal. Okay, so what I want to share with you is really this. Here's the takeaway. What kind of little things can you do throughout your day? Pick one. Work on one thing at a time, otherwise it's too much. Like, ugh. What one thing can you do? Like, what's the first thing that comes to you that's really simple that you can do that will help you with whatever you're working on right now? What are you working on? Are you working on feeling more confident? Are you working on speaking your truth? Are you working on getting unstuck and moving forward? Okay, if that's what you're working on, take a moment and feel, what does it feel like to be in that state? What does it feel like to be in the state of speaking your truth? What does it feel like to be in the state of moving forward, not being stuck? What does that, like, yeah? Really feel that, like on as many levels and layers of yourself as you can, right now. Maybe do it for a breath or two. That's your micro practice. So throughout your day, when you're thinking, when it just comes to you, take a breath and feel that as deeply into your system as you can. And you're training your system into that physiology. That's huge. I hope that helps. Take care and see you next time.